Hi, my name is Zoe, and today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Virgo Libra Cusp and an Aquarius. This is a very unpredictable relationship. There are so many twists and turns. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite, or your Aquarius's love will turn bitter. It's easy to expect them to do something, but then you turn around and do the exact same thing, and I feel like double standards are not sexy and they will not appreciate them. And that's a major thing that happens in this kind of dynamic, is like you're setting rules for your Aquarius and it's like you do them too. For example, you might ask your Aquarius to not stay out all night, and then you have a night out with your friends and you stay out really late, and then they're like, you told me I couldn't do that, but why is it okay when you do it? So you might have conversations like that. Maybe you're just in the dating phase and your Aquarius is late and you're like, that does not fly with me. I do not want you to be late. I don't like when other people are late. And then the next date you show up late. So I just feel like there is maybe this double standard that you have to be careful about. You have to be careful not to be a hypocrite. It's not sexy. It's a common part of your dynamic. Your love isn't based on truth and honesty. I probably should have prefaced this video by saying it is not a pretty one. I make a lot of videos where there are a lot of like ups and downs and good and bad, but I do feel like with this dynamic, there is a lot of negative, and I feel like that's something I should probably warn you about. So if you're looking for a video that tells you that this is like your perfect match and that everything's gonna be perfect and it's going to work out and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows, this is not what this video is. I feel like you're going to hear a lot of things that you both would struggle with, but I do also talk about how to overcome these things. So really keep an ear out for that. If you are really serious about being with an Aquarius, these things will really help you, because you both tend to lie to each other. What's nice is you both really love to joke around, you laugh a lot, you have a good sense of humor, and I feel like you both share a very similar sense of humor. So maybe jokes that other people wouldn't laugh at, you both can laugh together. In fact, you often like to laugh with each other when you're together. There's a lot of playing around, a lot of joking. You might make fun of other people when you're together. It's part of you being with an Aquarius. Laughter is foreplay. Intimacy is a challenge for this couple, but it doesn't mean that you can't fix that. It just may take some effort. I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. Right? Is it right or B? Rah, rah, ooh, la, la. Could your love be a bad romance? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. There's a lot of darkness surrounding you and your Aquarius. What makes your relationship so special is that you're both psychically bonded. You tend to be able to communicate with each other without gestures, without anything. I feel like you have your own little language that no one else understands but you. And that type of connection is rare. Try not to show off in front of your Aquarius. If you act like you're better than them, your Aquarius will start to hate you. You both tend to try to be exclusive with each other when you first start dating, like very early on in the dating process. I feel like you guys want to be a thing, and it's usually your downfall. You really want to latch on to each other really early on, and it's like you don't fully know them yet. You haven't fully explored as much as you can, like to a point where you should be together. I feel like you jump the gun. There's this desire to just want to catch them in your net, you know, and be there with them. And that's not good here. I feel like monogamy is important to the both of you, but it might be to your detriment here. Your Aquarius would amplify your Libra energy. If you or your Aquarius feels trapped on a leash, then you might try to one-up each other. Just remember that what you have with your Aquarius is special. It's important to prioritize that over power, because you both tend to be a power couple, Your love is very potent. As a couple, you tend to do your best when you're surrounded by other people. You both do well in social circles and you love to make each other laugh and other people laugh. But without your entourage, what are you? What the fuck are you? Like, I feel like things get really dark. The more you can act like a grown-up and not let all your emotions take over, the better. Your love shines so brightly, it sparkles. Neither one of you wants to talk about every little thing, and what's nice about being with an Aquarius is that you won't really have to. You don't have to discuss all the little details because you are usually on the same wavelength. It's important to avoid being self-centered when you're with an Aquarius. If you want this to work, you both tend to get each other on a deeper level. It's actually really common for you to both act like you don't really care that much about what happens next. You're like, what the fuck ever. You both tend to have this fuck it mentality. You both tend to manipulate each other to get what you want. There are a lot of mind games. You both have this drive to win. You can be brutal. Be careful because you get really hardcore. You both tend to be inconsiderate of each other's feelings. You both tend to be sarcastic and you appreciate a dark sense of humor. The darkness can overwhelm your love. Things can feel gloomy a lot. It's important to not be too reactive. You can act hostile towards them. Being with an Aquarius can feel painful. I love how I'm holding my boobs when I said that. But you both know how to make each other feel good. You instinctively know how to pleasure your Aquarius. You can know what spots are more sensitive. I feel like you just have a really good way of making them feel pleasure. Like you just know what they'll like and what they don't like. It's interesting. You know what they need after a long day at work. You intuitively know what they want without even saying anything. Does that mean that you make it your life mission to give your Aquarius everything that they desire? Hell no. You can have a beautiful relationship as long as you're not alone with them. I feel like you would have a difficult time working out if you were like in the middle of nowhere, maybe in like a small town where there wasn't a lot going on and you just were kind of isolated together. That probably would not work very well for you. But I also feel like New York, for example, might be a good city for you because there's always stuff going on here. There's always people everywhere. Would you survive on a deserted island in the middle of nowhere by yourselves? No, probably not. You make each other anxious. You have to be careful when you choose your Aquarius. It is unusual for you to choose to be friends with an Aquarius. It's really hard for you to get closer to an Aquarius friend. I feel like things stay pretty shallow or surface level, but it's important for you not to ignore your emotions. They matter. Your love is radiant. You both struggle to truly satisfy each other in the bedroom. Intimacy can feel like a challenge for this couple. It may feel like something is missing, and sometimes things just aren't funny. You can take your joking around too far. You're not really doing yourself any favors. You both are individuals, and this is a very important part of your dynamic. I feel like you might enjoy going to a comedy show together. Maybe that's a good date idea. Doing something where you laugh, maybe seeing a comedy movie. You could even take classes together. Because you both read each other so well, a lot of your arguments will be about how you might have intentionally done something or how you forgot something. But how could you, right? Because you read each other so well, you get them so well. So it's not like you can feign ignorance. You can't really claim you didn't know what they were thinking or feeling because you both are aware of how much on the same wavelength you usually are. And so your fights are really interesting, but they don't usually have to do with you being accused of you not really understanding how they're feeling or not empathizing with them, because you do tend to get that. You both can get very swept up in your own lives as friends, which may come across as selfish or uncaring. You end up feeling on edge around them. Your dynamic tends to be pretty transparent. You don't really need to hide anything. It's pretty clear, pretty straightforward. because of that carefree, fuck it mentality you both have, it can make it difficult to make decisions. You might go back and forth or avoid speaking up because you're worried that they'll get defensive. Like, even if you know the answer or you know what you want, you might avoid saying it because you don't want to rock the boat or get on anyone's bad side, or, oh, they seem like they know what they're doing. It might feel like you don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers, so you don't speak up. You're like, whatever, fuck it, you know? And I feel like it's really not productive for you both to do that. The truth is, if you want this to work, one of you has to take the lead. They have to start calling the shots. You both tend to put your own lives and hobbies above each other in a friendship. You might struggle when starting a family with an Aquarius. You both can get too cocky and act like assholes. Personal conflicts between these two signs tends to be a shit show. It's torture. If you want to be friends with an Aquarius, you have to be more self-aware, more empathetic, or you could turn into bullies. I feel like these are the mean girls in high school. This group, right? You guys come together and you just pick on people, or you're mean. Obviously not all the time, but sometimes. You both love to roll your eyes and be all sarcastic and snarky. Now here's the thing, despite all this messy, shitty craziness, right? I do feel like you guys tend to be really good in long-term committed relationships. So if you can get there, things can turn out okay. There are plenty of times where this couple does work out beautifully. I feel like this video is really about the warnings, you know, the red flags to look out for, especially if you keep it platonic. Like, platonic relationships are really tricky between the two of you. I feel like they're very inconsistent. It's difficult to prioritize each other. Even when you manage to connect on a deeper level, you can both have very strong egos that really come out and clash. So who's boss? You or your Aquarius? Despite all the negative, at the end of the day, you guys can be a huge success. You are powerful. When you are friends and you're having a good time, you have a blast. And you are a hilarious couple. If you want to have your marriage work with an Aquarius, then you need to have something that you're both striving for. This could mean that you both are part of the same community, or you both want family, or maybe you really love their family, you love their parents, and you want to be a part of their family. I feel like a lot of the time, especially with this match, you might like their parents more than you like them. Secretly, I don't know. I've been there before where I've dated someone and I stayed with them longer than I should because I really liked their mom. Like, it's sad, but I was getting so much out of that relationship because I was having a bad relationship with my family at the time. So I've really latched onto their family. And I feel like it's kind of similar here sometimes, where there's something in their life that you're really into. Maybe they have a lot of money and money is the reason you're together. Maybe they're helping you pay off your debt. Maybe you both just have a lot of cats together and you really like being with them because of that. I just feel like it doesn't even have to be something deep, but there needs to be something you're striving for. What is the glue that's keeping you there? And it's not enough to just say, I love them. It's not here. Maybe you both have this house that you own together and you're not ready to sell it. You're not ready to get rid of it. It's something that you've built together and you're proud of it. That's the kind of thing. If you see this couple being successful somewhere, they usually have something that they're striving for, something that gives them purpose to be together. So make sure you're keeping that safe if you want to have a beautiful marriage. I mean, think about it. You tell each other everything. You don't even need to write it down or speak it out loud. Like, that is a very powerful, rare dynamic. So I hope that this was enlightening for you in some way. And I don't want to discourage you. I don't believe that one sign is so much more compatible than another sign. I feel like a lot of the most beautiful relationships have ups and downs, and they have things that the couple needs to overcome and work on. Like some of them are really, you know, they have a lot of red flags, but then somehow they make it work. And I feel like that is really beautiful. It's just, astrology doesn't tell us who we belong with. It's up to us. We all have free will, and we all have the ability to work through our problems and make things work. And it just takes two to tango. So as long as you both are following my advice here, you should be completely fine. And remember, get a synastry reading, check out the rest of your chart. And also you can book a reading with me. I have intuitive astrology readings on my website that you can book with, or tarot readings. Check those out, zoethepsychic.com, and make sure that you comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with this? Are you married to an Aquarius if you're a Virgo Libra Cusp? Or are you an Aquarius married to a Virgo Libra Cusp? I want to hear what your thoughts are about this, what you agree with, what you disagree with. That's how I learn. You know, I am a Gemini. I'm not an Aquarius or a Virgo Libra Cusp. So what I go off of is mostly materials that I've studied, my intuition, people that I've talked to, comments, and also just experience reading natal charts, reading the zodiac signs. I have a lot of experience with astrology, so that's kind of what I use, but I would love to hear your experiences, even if you completely hate it and disagree with it. Please subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day.